if I remember correctly, still a chance if they win the last two matches, and to be still in the bracket stages. But it seems like we're off. Let's see what Uncle has as a weapon and what he left behind for us. Just 5 rupees.
So, out of all the openings, what opening do you want to see here on stream today?
Well, I'm always a rooter for the nice bomb opening. A good bomb opening is always so good to see.
Me too, actually. Out of all the openings, bomb opening, just because you get to see so many creative strategies. Probably my least favorite would be Burna. I hate using the Cane of Burna in Escape.
Well, it's the bow, so we won't have to search for that.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of early bow. It allows us to get into Eastern. Also makes early pod, possible if we get a hammer and lamp. And with those 30 arrows, our runners are going to be pretty comfortable coming out of here with this game.
They're pretty synced up right now.
Bruce making quick advantage of that bow. Trying to get some bombs here so you can get those 3 items in the escape sewers.
Well, there we got bombs.
Man, TimeWanderer. Oh, nice. We got some bombs in the chest. So Bruce should be good to go with that bow and those bombs. He should be able to easily get those items in escape.
Well, really interesting to see the Moon Pearl so early.
Yeah,
we
it'll be
won't have to
interesting
go
to
search
see
for
if
that.
they fake flipper.
TimeWanderer opting for a 2 arrow and 1 pot strat. We know the 3 chests in the back of Escape will have 3 items, and the chest in the sewer part has a key.
Both runners in perfect sync here.
Well, I think it's good to explain the gray part you see over the Zelda A Link to the Past randomizer tournament thing on screen. What that basically is you can see our names. My name is Demons Druid and my co-commentator is P-Train. You can see our tracker Kirito5 and our restreamer Iceman F1. And once one of the racers finishes, you'll get to see one of the upcoming races, which one will come up next and on which server.
Both runners still here in the perfect sync, picking up that key right before the sewers. It'll be interesting to see what route they take after this. I've seen some runners opt to go straight to the Lost Woods, which is a little bit of a time save. I've seen some runners opt to check the lumberjack item. Myself, I'm a fan of checking the lumberjack item just because if I have to do Aghanim, I want to know it really quick. Also, you get to check the bush crab and the tree pole. Do you tend to do the lumberjack item, or do you tend to go to Lost Woods first?
I always check lumberjack.
Yeah, it's just such valuable information to have. It looks like we have 100 rupees, 20 rupees, and a bomb upgrade. So not a whole lot in Escape. TimeWanderer taking advantage of his surplus of bombs, taking the north route. Even though you do burn a bomb to do it, it is actually a faster route. He will have to be careful though. He is down to 1 heart. He shouldn't have any issues coming out of Escape, but he'll have to be particularly mindful of the parrots if he goes the lumberjack route.
Just a piece of heart.
Seeing that chat is already getting their pedestal hype going. I love chat when I'm commentating and racing. I hate chat. I'm sorry. I love chat when I'm commentating or in chat. I hate chat when I'm actually racing because they're like, oh, pedestal seat. I'm like, no.
We already see around the virgins. Brucrew will not check the lumberjack item, while TimeWanderer will probably do it.
Yeah, we'll see how that works out for him. Triple only having single rupees, not a whole lot there. And just a shield, so we probably won't be defeating Aghanim just for that. But that is good knowledge. If we have to do Aghanim anyways, that could be a mirror shield later on in the scene.
At least we have enough money right now to buy the bottle fender item.
Yeah, not much in Lost Woods either. We just have a bomb and a red rupee.
Let's see if Blind's Hut is so hyped today, as it has been quite a lot of times lately.
Yeah, Kakariko has been super hype in this version. It seems like you tend to get a lot of items, and then you're missing just the 1 or 2 items for go mode. And then you spend the rest of the seed looking for those 1 or 2 items.
TimeWanderer taking it safe here, killing those guards.
Got a single arrow in Blind's basement. Yeah, not a whole lot in Blind's basement either. This seed is holding out on us. Just a red rupee. So we've, aside from the bow that we started with and the moon pearl, not really much in terms of meaningful progression so far. Moon pearl was an escape. Bow was the uncle item.
₹300. That gets us just about bottle fender item and Zora money.
And there's a Zora money right there, at least for Bruce. So that makes Fate Flipper a very appealing option if they go the South Shore route after this, which it most likely will. Man, I'm still really surprised at Kakariko right now. We've gotten absolutely nothing. It's been nothing but trash.
We got 2 more items, at the very least.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, you can check Agina's cave, but after this, I think the seed is pointing to Eastern at this point with the early bow.
Or we need to find some key items in Mini Moldum Cave or at the dam.
Bruce going to pick up some extra bombs. He's running a little low. I don't think he saw the 8 bomb drop that TimeWanderer saw. See very quickly here if it's a boots required seat. And just a piece of heart in the library, so we probably will not be coming back for that.
Brucrew is going to check the race item before going in.
Piece of heart. So still, we're really lacking that progression. The seed's not really giving us direction, not yet at least.
Brucrew probably going to South Shore. And a blue pendant in Eastern and a red pendant in Hera with normal crystal. Red crystal at Hera and a normal crystal at Desert.
Yeah, honestly, probably not what the runners want to see, that pendant in Eastern, which in V29, pendant dungeons are oftentimes as valuable, if not more valuable, than the crystal dungeons, but still, with that bow, potential for an early lamp, you definitely, it would be nice if Eastern was a crystal, for sure. Getting more rupees, so that Zora play looking really good right now.
And there's the shuffle. Just a fetch quest item right now, but it might be very valuable later.
Gonna see some bomb strats from Brucrew. This is my least favorite strategy in this cave. I hate using bombs here. Brucrew does quite well with it though. TimeWanderer opting for bow strats, but he does have to be careful. He's low on oh well, 10 arrow pickup. How lucky. But yeah, he was running low on arrows there for a moment.
And Brucrew picked up his hammer in this cave.
Yeah, so that puts us a glove from Dark World access.
Calling it now. There's a glove in Agina's cave.
That is actually something I've seen quite a lot of times in many races where myths are there. Oh, and we have a book, so if gloves are in Agina's cave, that's definitely pointing us in that direction.
Well, now we don't have to go to Eastern. We now have deserts accessible. Seems like Brucrew is going to desert right now, and I think TimeWanderer will follow in his footsteps. No, TimeWanderer will probably check Sahasrara's closet.
Brucrew almost saving and quitting out of Agina's cave there. So it looks like we're getting some divergence here. TimeWanderer heading to Eastern.
Come on, let's see gloves.
Oh, just 20 rupees.
I want to use those 20 rupees to get stuff up, please.
Wow, Fire Rod in Sahasrara's closet. And he's opting not to go into Eastern. He's saving and quitting right there. He might be heading to Desert now.
He's probably thinking that since Eastern is abandoned, he'd much rather go to Desert.
Yeah, we'll see very quickly from Brucrew if Desert is boot locked. Yeah, I mean, not only is Desert dependent, but without the lamp, it's actually out of logic as well. So he may just not want to make that dive yet.
I think you mean Eastern, not Desert.
Oh yeah, sorry, Eastern.
TimeWanderer is going to pick up his 20 bucks. There is a small key on the torch, so items there's a good chance an item will be boot locked here.
And he's opting to save and quit, so he'll actually probably be heading to Brucrew will probably be heading to Eastern now. So yeah, this seed is not being very friendly right now. It's just we got the fire rod and the hammer, which is nice, but still, I mean we don't have a lamp, we don't have a sword, so Aga's out of play. I guess the closest thing we have to something being completable is a lamp would put Eastern Palace in logic.
Ice Palace is our green pendant of the day.
Man, you hate to see that. I mean, granted, it's great to skip Ice Palace, but one of the worst things you can ever have to do is have to dip a pendant Ice Palace.
That would be just annoying, pendant Ice Palace dip.
Uh-oh. Time Wanderer might be going to steal a key from the back of Desert. This is a dangerous play.
Or he might go and... oh, he's checking the match item, and he might try to get to the boss, but he can't.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't have gloves.
Which, I don't know. Desert Palace is a crystal, so he probably would have been okay. But you have to be careful stealing keys from the back of Desert, because sometimes you can turn a non-boots required seed into a boots required seed.
Well, it seems like either the shuffle or Eastern is our progression today, and we'll see if it's the shuffle.
Yeah, I like seeing early divergence from our runners. Flute!
Oh, vanilla flute.
So, not immediately useful in terms of progression, but that's going to make travel for Time Wanderer much better.
And it depends on how long it takes for Brucrew to check it.
Yeah, it depends. Yeah, because if Bruce finds some other form of progression here, then it might be a while before he gets back to that flute.
And this opens up one location on Death Mountain.
Yeah, Time Wanderer wasting no time getting that flute activated. I don't think Bruce has gotten anything useful out of Eastern yet. I missed what he got in the right side chest. But it wasn't the big key, so he's actually out of logic right now. And TimeWanderer immediately going to Eastern to follow up on those chests. This is a really hard dark. I mean, it's not a difficult dark room compared to all the dark rooms, but if you don't have a sword, this seemingly easy dark room just gets way more difficult. Luckily, he's got the hammer, so he's using that to kind of help find his way. He's got the key.
It seems like Death Mountain is our progression.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, we can sequence break the old man, or we can check the bottom of Spectacle Rock. So we got a vanilla big key. We'll see what this big chest holds, and with the fire rod, he actually can do. He can complete the dungeon quite easily because there's a torch in the Igor room that you can light. So he actually can complete this dungeon while he's here.
The Death Mountain is indeed our progression right now. Inside Spectacle Rock, the only item we can get right now, but that is our progression.
Oh, he missed the torch. So he'll be saving quitting. I guess at this point, his only option is the shovel spot. So what do you think is going to be on Spectacle Rock? In terms of progression, I think it's got to be either the lamp or maybe the mirror.
Or the gloves.
Yeah, gloves, absolutely. A power glove that'd give us Dark World access.
Brucrew is picking up his flute right now. We'll probably beeline it straight for to activate it and then go to Death Mountain.
Chat bringing up a good point about Spectacle Rock. Hookshot would actually open up a few more items for us as well on the east side of Death Mountain. TimeWanderer running a little low on health here in the dark room. It looks like he's going to get his key with one heart. He's got his key. Let's see if he makes it out of the dark room. There is a pot with a heart right above this door.
He made it out.
Oh, he got hit by a popo.
Oh no.
We'll see what he does. Unless he goes to Armos, there's not a whole lot of value for him so far. Okay, he's an open out. We're probably heading to Death Mountain at this point. Yeah, I think this is a good decision because, I mean, at this point he has to know that whatever's in the big chest and even on Armos is out of sequence for him right now. So I think this is definitely a good call. Both runners almost in sync again. Get to see what progression is in Spectacle Rock. It's got to be progression at this point.
And TimeWanderer knows it. And it's Hookshot.
All right,
Oh.
So that's a very convenient item to get in this location because they can immediately go over to East Death Mountain.
TimeWanderer knew it because he just jumped down immediately. Oh, he's opting for a bomb jump. but fills it.
Yeah, that's a hard bomb jump to make. At least with the sword spin, you can line up right on the edge. But that's not an easy bomb jump. I think that's if it's not the only, it's one of the only 3-space or 3-tile bomb jumps you can do in the game.
They are very close still.
So TimeWanderer looks like since he's got that hook shot, he's going to try to sequence break the old man.
It would give him some heals. I did not know that the old man is already there. Even when you have not saved him yet.
Yeah. I think from the game's programming, you're never expected to get to that room except through the old man. So they just didn't even bother programming the room without him. So this is a really awkward dark room if you're not super comfortable with it, because once you get the old man, you're stuck in that dark room. You cannot leave until you deliver the old man. So it looks like Bruce has noped out of that. Probably did not want to risk it, and I certainly do not understand him.
While TimeWanderer just picked up his cane. But the cane alone isn't progression. So we probably will have to find something else for progression, I think. And
there's
there
Quake
it is.
And our gloves. So Dark World is officially open. So at this point, we'll probably see a Village of Outcasts play. We can also flute to Link's house and immediately dip into Hype Cave. Looks like TimeWanderer is going to head to Hera?
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, you got the Fire Rod, so you can complete it, and it is a crystal, one of those 5-6 crystals as well. The only thing is TimeWanderer did not get Spiral Cave, so I hope they remember that they need to get that.
I think he'll come back after completing Tower of Hera for it.
So early big key, we will not have to dip the basement, at least not yet. Basement, one of the longest rooms in the game.
That's the Sank Heart.
Absolutely. They call it the Sank Heart because for those that don't know, the Sanctuary Heart, after each dungeon you get a heart. In the vanilla game, you beat a boss, you get a heart, and you get a full health refill and a full magic refill. Well, the Sanctuary doesn't, the escape sequence doesn't really have a boss, so they put a heart in there that fully heals your health to kind of substitute that boss battle. So that's how you know the Sanctuary Heart, if you get a heart container that fills up your health. So we have a couple options on how we're going to get to this big chest. We can hook shot across, we can bomb jump. It's like TimeWanderer will be dropping in from the top. The only thing about using the hook shot is that without the boots, you can't bonk back across the hole.
But you can bomb jump over it.
Yeah, it looks like TimeWanderer is skipping the big chest, though.
Well, that's because we got all the items.
Oh, okay, I missed the second item.
There was a full piece of heart and a quarter heart.
Gotcha.
That was
Very
a
well
clean
hold on
fight. Very clean.
So far, this has been a fairly linear seed. With the bottleneck, being the shovel, it'll be interesting to see where our runners go after this. You have you can dip Skull Woods, you can do the Village of Outcasts, Hike Cave, dive into Pod. We don't have a lamp yet, but very close to being able to complete Pod.
Also a very nice fight from Brucrew.
We're seeing the Walk of Shame from TimeWanderer. Spiral Cave being one of the longer chests to get to if you don't have boots. Brucrew almost looted away, but remembered he had Spiral Cave checked.
And it's just a piece of art.
Yeah, definitely not worth the walk, but definitely worth the peace of mind not knowing, knowing that there's not an item here. TimeWanderer is heading back to Desert.
Is he gonna complete it?
Did we find the big key here? Oh yeah, we did. We found the big key and then we got an item out of the big chest, right? Like a heart container?
Yeah.
So yeah, Desert is completable. We won't be able to get all the items, but we will be able to kill Landmo. And if Landmo has the item, then we know we're done with Desert.
Interesting play at the very least.
Yeah, I would definitely consider this a gamble because at this point this is the second dip into this dungeon. So if we leave another item here, you're gonna have to triple dip it to full clear the dungeon. Which isn't something I would want in the back of my mind, just personally.
Seems like Brucrew is going for the Thieves Town and Skull Woods portal.
Might even get a pedestal check from him. We do have that book.
Kill off that pedestal dream from chat real early, I see.
Looks like he is not going to the pedestal, so we'll have to wait on that one.
We'll have to wait with killing the pedestal.
Let's see if we get a map check. Yes.
Red pendant and green pendant on Skull Woods and Ice Palace respectively, as we already knew green pendant. And I thought it was red at Turtle Rock or Palace of Darkness, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I was looking for the pendants. I missed the red crystal. Chat saying that the red crystal was Pod.
TimeWanderer entering his Landmodus fight. Gets a double hit on both with one strike. That's very nice.
Yeah, very, very good Lambo fight time. And there's our second item, so Desert Palace is full cleared now.
That was a gamble, and it paid off for him.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing I do want to mention, looking at the pendant dungeons, there's not a whole lot of access requirements to get into these dungeons. There's a lot that could be on the pedestal right now. We could have either medallion to get. We could have a Bombos or Ether. We could have boots possibly, although that wouldn't necessarily be required at this point because Desert Palace is cleared. But Ice Rod could definitely be on pedestal or a fetch quest leading to it.
A sword or We
That
could
would be the worst. I can't imagine having to do pedestal just so you can have the master sword needed to be canon.
have mirror on the pedestal.
Oh man, you're right. I've raced a mirror pedestal seat before. It is not fun.
A mirrorless seat is also not fun.
Brucrew not getting a whole lot in Skull Woods. Using the Wallmaster as a faux mirror there.
Decides not to try and get the Hammer Mafia fight.
Yeah, I actually prefer Hammer Moth to Fire Rod Moth, especially without the half magic. I don't know why, but Fire Rod Moth is just so awkward to me.
I don't know why TimeWanderer is walking around. He already has a small key, so he could just walk around. He's just getting another small key here.
Yeah, he may be heading to the back of Skull Woods and maybe just wants to make sure he has a key and doesn't have to take one from the Gibdo. But yeah, I would definitely take that shortcut. So just a big 20 in the brewery, the Bombable Hut in Village of Outcasts. So we'll see if we get a Thieves Town play from Brucrew. We're 37 minutes into this seed and we have not found a sword yet. So this is not a fun time to be going up against bosses like Motula and Blind. They do have the Cane of Samaria. I've seen people that actually prefer the Cane of Samaria over the Hammer if they're going against Blind, but we'll see. It does look like Brucrew is headed that way.
They can full clear Thieves Town right now.
Yeah, and with a total of 4 items here, this is a hot spot for them.
And the stun price is 1 bomb, which TimeWanderer found out by accident, probably.
There's our lamp. So Pod and Eastern are now on the table. Probably wouldn't do Eastern because, I mean, there is 1 item left in it, but I do believe it's a pendant. But Pod is definitely on the table with that lamp. And we got the magical boomerang. It's magical because it sparkles.
Well, one thing's for sure. If you're a TimeWanderer and you're a speedrunner, you don't go as fast. You're just wandering.
Brucrew making good work of the skeletons without the sword. Using the pots to his advantage, so we'll see how he gets around here. He's making good use of that hook shot. And TimeWanderer is following very close behind him. So once again, though, the way these runners have routed, it's been a very linear seed. I mean, the only real divergence you could have done at this point was going to Hype Cave and, Brucrew taking a death in Thieves Town. TimeWanderer finding the lamp. Yeah, they don't really have a whole lot of health right now, and with Green Mail, these enemies hit pretty hard. We'll see round 2 here from Brucrew.
Already took a hit down to 3 hearts, while TimeWanderer is still at full hearts.
Yeah, this hallway is not a fun hallway, even when you have red mail and all the effects. Brucrew did get through it, but now he has to be careful. These little grasshoppers, they'll hit you hard too. I think it's 2 hearts, if not 3.
I don't know. I thought it was 2. We might get to see it.
So, fun fact about these enemies, they only travel clockwise. They dash off in a random direction, but once they hit a wall, they will always go clockwise.
I've never noticed that.
Just makes it a little easier to dodge them, especially in these hallways. Ooh, TimeWanderer getting a little close to one there. Gotta be careful. So we found the lamp and a heart container. I'm guessing the other 2 items are going to be in the basement, maybe on blind. Lamp being super useful, but heart container not so much. Or magical boomerang, rather. Brucrew checking out that center reward as well, getting his bomb. Both runners just trying to get creative without a sword, trying to deal damage any way they can. TimeWanderer trying to hookshot one of the smoke enemies there. Alright, so we will see what is in the basement of Blind. Just a map, so I do believe that Blind is holding our last item in this dungeon. Brucrew making good work on the conveyor belt there too. Tactical maneuvers are on point.
Let's see what strats, well, yeah, what strats Brucrew will use for blind.
He's got the hammer. Oh, he's switching to the cane. Yeah, this is a much safer strat, although it is an awkward one if you haven't practiced this. Got through the first phase pretty good. So what makes this difficult? Usually you have a sword with this, and also Blind is a scripted boss. Blind does the exact same thing every time. So if you have a sword, you can actually hit him at the same time, so the fight is exactly the same every time. With the cane, you don't get to do that scripted fight, so you're sight reading this boss. Brucrew making a good fight out of this, though, taking out Blind with no problem. Looks like TimeWanderer is going with cane strats too.
And he misses the sparkle hit. He's getting quite close right now.
Yeah. So Brucrew made it on 1 heart. We'll see how TimeWanderer does here.
Half a heart, or death.
Oh
Half a heart. Oh my. Taking risks to a whole new level.
Yeah, that's not a fun place to be. Both Brucrew and TimeWanderer are doing an excellent job on that blind fight. Commentating these situations are so much better than racing these situations. So it looks like Brucrew is heading to the digging game. TimeWanderer will probably be following right behind them, just doing a whole south loop of Dark World right now. Digging game being a little stingy. And just another heart container, which Brucrew will pick up, and I don't blame him. We're full Dark World access at this point, and we're still on green now.
It was 25 digs.
And we have the blue boomerang from Stumpy.
The better boomerang.
Certainly less laggy. Not nearly as magical, though.
I wonder what our go mode item will be.
I don't know. At this point, it's looking like a sword. We're almost an hour into the seed, and we still have not found the sword yet.
We might just get 2 swords right here from Brucrew in Hype Cave. That would be sufficient hype enough for its name.
Mitts!
Well, that's hype enough.
Yeah, so that opens up a lot for us. That's Dark Death Mountain right there. Dark Death Mountain with Hookshot, that's quite a few chests. We still don't have Mirror though, so unfortunately neither of our runners have checked Zora yet, so you won't be able to route that in with the catfish right now.
Brucrew is going to check out pyramid item. Let's see, will it be mirror? If this is mirror, I won't know what will happen.
Just 300 rupees.
Well, I won't know what would happen, so yay.
Yeah, I mean, 300 rupees, but both runners are already over, 1,200 rupees, just about. So, looks like TimeWanderer is making the play to Pod. Not even bothering to check Pyramid. So this is a gutsy play. But with that lamp, with the lamp and the bow, this is a fully completable dungeon for. And it looks like Brucrew is making the play on Pod too. I mean, I don't blame them for this. This is mathematically, this is a really good play. There's a total of 5 items that you can find in Pod. And honestly, full clearing this dungeon, depending on where the key layout is, full clearing this dungeon usually isn't much faster than go moding the dungeon.
Let's see if it's logically bow locked right now. And it is not. Even without the bow, this would be possible to get further into Palace of Darkness. But it seems like a fairly straightforward seed right now, as both runners are basically checking the same things, just right after each other.
So it looks like we got a little bit of route divergence. TimeWanderer opting to head back. Pot is such an awkward dungeon to route without the mirror. The mirror just makes this dungeon so much faster.
Yeah.
TimeWanderer, ooh, we got the Bombos medallion, so there's a good chance that whatever Misery Mire and Turtle Rock require for entrance, we have it. TimeWanderer making very good use of the warps in Pod. Brucrew gonna have to take the hard way here because he does not have the boots to do the bonk across that gap.
He could use the bomb strat to just throw it and then fall off to quickly get in again. But he chooses to do that, to go like this, and get his bomber's medallion, followed by the compass of what it was.
So, $1,000,000 question, do you think we're gonna get a sword before Helmasaur?
I do not think so.
Man, I would not want to be in our runner's shoes right now. It's like TimeWanderer's using the strat you were talking about, throwing a bomb across the gap.
Nice juking of the mini Helmasaur.
I have fallen many times to that enemy. It's one of my least favorite enemies in the game. It's so trolly. Like, you take care of the first one, you're like, okay, I'm good. Then you get to the end of the bridge, and it's like, there's another one, and the bridge is collapsing up under you.
It's not as trolly as the red bumper enemy on Laser Bridge.
I agree with you wholeheartedly there. Not finding much in the basement, just 50 rupees and a key, and TimeWanderer picking up the arrow upgrade that Brucrew just got. So far, Pod has not been very useful. Just really the Bombos medallion's the only potential value we've gotten out of this dungeon so far.
At least we got the lamp so we can see where they're walking.
Yeah. And even maybe more importantly, we can see the items that we're getting.
Well, not everyone's walking. TimeWanderer is just wandering.
TimeWanderer setting up the Death Warp here. So I think Helmasaur is going to be holding our last item. We'll see what it is. Man, this has been such a stingy seed so far.
Almost an hour in, and still no sign of a sword. Once they complete once they finish off Helmasaur, they can check the Pyramid Fairy.
They can check Pyramid Fairy, they can go up to Catfish, Zora and the Waterfall Fountain is still in play. In terms of dungeons, though, you could go take out Mothula. I don't remember if we still have an item left in Skull Woods, though. Depending on the medallion requirement, Meyer is open. Although I would not want to face Vitreous right now.
Well, we don't have moth access, as Kirito says, but we don't. Also, we can't get to the waterfall cave because we don't have flippers.
Oh yeah, that's right. Man, we don't have anything.
Well, we got a lot of love. 10 hearts for TimeWanderer and 9 for Brucrew. TimeWanderer using the Lagarang.
So one interesting thing, in addition to the pyramid check, this will give us the big bomb. depending on medallion requirement, we might actually have substantial access to Turtle Rock right now.
That just feels weird.
Yeah.
Access to Turtle Rock. And green mail and no sport, I do not want to go into Turtle Rock.
TimeWanderer is getting a little bit low on health. I would be very nervous about this fight. Ooh! Those clutch arrows, just spamming arrows into Helmasaur's head.
Almost 1 hour in and we just got our 4th crystal.
Still no sword though. We did get a bottle. Full of blue potion too, so that's a good safety to have. Man, excellent fight from both TimeWanderer and Brucrew. I can't believe that we're an hour into the seed and every runner has made every check that the other runner has made.
They are 14 seconds apart right now. Such a close race. And the winner still has a very small shot at getting into the brackets. It's a very slim chance, but it is a chance nonetheless.
Yeah. TimeWanderer, no sword, green mail, an hour into the race, opting to pick up a blue potion, an additional blue potion as a safety. Oh, and she just drank it. I think he might have thought that he had the flute out.
So he's not gonna check Sora right now.
Looks like Brucrew is going to check the Fat Fairy. Where are you going, TimeWanderer? So we might get a Mire area check. If you have access to Mire, do you dip Mire right now?
Given the items that we have, I might just do it. I thought I saw a glimpse of Quake Medallion there.
I was looking for
Yeah, it's Quake Medallion. So we can get in.
We have a magic cape, so that gives us bumper cape.
Oh no. Shall we see vanilla silver arrows?
Gain of Burna.
We did get arrows, but not the silver arrows we wanted.
So we have both invincibility. Oh, we can't get into Mire because we don't have a sword. We can't activate Quake.
Oh my.
This is crazy.
An hour into the seed and still sportless. It's even worse than the last seed I commentated on. It was like that person had to do swordless Ice Palace.
Man, it looks like we're getting an old man check from TimeWanderer. Brucrew attempted to do this lampless, but opted out of it. But we are getting a catfish check from Brucrew. It'll be interesting to see what items both of our runners get. Man, both of our runners are just doing a fantastic job here. Both of them swordless, an hour into this race, 4 crystals. If you have not, please visit their channels, give them a follow, give them a subscription. They're doing a great job putting on some entertainment for us today. Just a green rupee from the old man. And a blue rupee from Catfish. It's both of them getting trolled.
I think TimeWanderer is going to do the Turtle Rock and Hookshot Cave Bay with Dark Death Mountain.
Yeah, I mean at this point that's the most chests they have available to them. So one small detail here, without the mirror, depending on what medallion Turtle Rock requires, TimeWanderer will not be able to open, I mean, assuming that they were to find a sword, Time Wanderer would not be able to open Turtle Rock at this point. Well, I mean, you had to go to Dark World anyways to get Hookshot Cave, so never mind.
And well, yeah, he can't open it, but he took the portal on the lower parts of Death Mountain, so he can still check it though.
We have a sword!
And
boots!
1 hour and 45 seconds in. Oh my, just over an hour swordless.
Man, Super Bunny Cave is hype today. Holy cow, boots and a sword.
Let's see another sword in Hookshot Cave. Come on, sword.
Just the game apologizes to us. Like, I'm sorry I kept you an hour without a sword. Here's 2 more.
I don't think that was TimeWanderer's.
There's 1.
Called it. I called it.
Alright, so we have Master Sword, so we at least have what we need to beat Ganon. And Ether, so we are not quite in go mode yet, at least as far as medallions are concerned. Ether being the one medallion we don't. Ooh, Time Wanderer running right into a Lionel. Lionels do not respond to anything below Tempered Sword, so you either need a Tempered Sword or the Magic Hammer to deal damage to them.
This is quite a significant time loss for him as well. But it seems like he's going for the Meyer play right now that he can enter.
Yeah, I think the only thing that Time Wanderer had left, though, on Death Mountain was Fight Cave.
Yeah, Spike Cave. That's
so
right.
we'll see. We'll see if Brucrew checks that, but he might not. It might not be too bad for him.
We also still have Ether tablet, but we couldn't check it. We don't have a mirror to get there right now.
So we do have access to Meyer, but I will say that without silvers and without a tempered sword, this Vitreous fight is intimidating. Certainly not a fight I would want to have. I mean, at this point, I think it's a good play, but that fight's gonna be rough.
I remember back when I was a kid playing this game with my parents and brothers and all, and my youngest brother found out that if you use hookshot, you get invincibility frames. We were like, he's a wizard, how does he not take damage? And like now as a runner and everything, you see a lot of people just utilizing that a lot.
That's my favorite thing to do in the Hera basement. When all of the tiles are flying at you, I just hook shot the wall. Just let him hit me. So Brucrew is checking this side of desert, but unfortunately we already know that he's not going to find anything here. Time Wanderer opting for that safety bottle there.
And if we get to see north of this room a small key, that means that we get the big key in its vanilla location. And it is not, so the big key is probably not in its vanilla location. It still could be, but it might not be.
One of the longest cutscenes in the game right here on Time Wanderer's screen. Flippers in Meyer, wow. So that opens up some things.
Well, Brucrew might not check that.
Well, with Flippers being, with Swamp Palace being a crystal, he's got to come here eventually and get those Flippers.
Yeah, but he might not check it initially. As nobody wants to wait around for that cutscene.
Yeah.
Except for, apparently, Time Wanderer.
I was about to say, I think we're still missing one item. Or is he just not able to avoid that globe? Just things like that are random things that the developers put in the game. And you're like, why did they put that in there? That's stupid. Like, I would never walk into this thing. And then you get trapped by it and you're like, oh, that's why they put it there. So we'll see where Brucrew is going now. And it looks like he's making the Meyer play too. I think this is his first visit to the area.
Time Wanderer finds the big key in it on the bridge. Well, that's normally the first location people check.
Yeah, that's the if you're in go mode, that's the ideal place for it to be because you actually don't need any small keys to get through this dungeon, other than like what's under a pot.
Yeah. And he's going for the Fitrius fight. Really annoying fight with just Master Sword and no silvers.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what strategies they use because Time Wanderer has the cape, so you can use the cape. You can do spin strats or dash strats, but Brucrew only has the Cane of Myrna, so he can only do dash strats because you can't do spin strats with the cane.
Brucrew does have cape, it seems like.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I missed that on Striker.
Time Wanderer is a bit low on health. Do you remember if he still has another bottle?
I've only seen him drink one of them.
He's probably killing those enemies in the hope to get a bottle of...
Okay, so he's still got one more potion. This probably isn't where he wanted to use it, but... Ooh, smart use of the cape.
Yeah, still has that blue bottle, so why not?
Yeah, that's a really heads-up play for Time Wanderer. Bow strat, so I hope he saves enough for the eyeball.
He has free camera right now.
He's just spamming that sword. Oh man, this is fun.
He could get hit by one of the eyeballs while doing this, but it doesn't seem like he is. Nice spamming.
That was an excellent fight from Time Wanderer right there. And there's our mirror! Vitreous is holding the mirror!
Oh my. So it's not a pedestal seat just yet.
Well, we still need the ice rod.
Ice Rod could be on a pedestal Ether could be on the pedestal. Any of the fetch quest items that leads to the pedestal.
So it looks like TimeWanderer is immediately heading to Swamp. Although she does still, I'm sorry, he does still have the Fat Fairy, so we may get that checked first. But yeah, chat bringing up a good point that they were right next to Checkerboard Cave, and that's a very quick check coming out of Mire.
And Brucrew did pick up his flippers right just now.
Man, he's got to be happy to see those. Mire ended up being pretty big here. It has only 3 items in it total, I believe, and flippers and mirror and yeah, I'm sorry, 2 items, and it was the flippers and the mirror.
That was really nice. Well, Swamp has 6 items, and we'll be getting to see it now. What do you think? Will it hold progression or not?
I think there's a very good chance given what we have left. But the awkwardness about the 2 items we need, the only thing they unlock is Turtle Rock. So at this point, they really could be anywhere. I mean, we have a lot of overworld checks. We have Blacksmith, Purple Chest, Bonk Rocks, King's Tomb, Graveyard Ledge. I mean, there's a lot of places in that Ether and Ice Rod can literally be anywhere.
Yeah, they are, well, obviously not in Turtle Rock. Well, the Ice Rod could be in Turtle Rock, but Ether cannot be in Turtle Rock.
As much as I want to say, like, I hope Ice Rod is not in Turtle Rock, it would not surprise me with the way the seed has played out so far.
It's fairly straightforward right now. So, I think that Flippers led to here, to Swamp. I think it might be in here. Let's see where TimeWanderer will be going. If he's going to do the go mode, Swamp Palace, or just gonna check some more locations. He is gonna check the south part.
Yeah, I mean, I think without being in go mode, you have to full clear Swamp at this point.
It's 6 items. It's really useful. Well, there's a shield. We know of 1 other shield on the Lumberjack ledge, and there's 1 more missing.
We're getting dash strats from Brucrew on Vitreous.
TimeWanderer does not drown the key. Something I've done twice in, like, right after each other. I'm not smart while running.
Yeah, Swamp Palace is one of the trolliest dungeons there is in the game. Like, for me, like, this room right here, the fact that you have to hit the switch again, it's one of the trolliest things in the entire game, because what room in Zelda do you enter and think, oh, I better leave this room how I found it? Brucrew getting his kill on Vitreous. Excellent fight from him as well, and grabbing his mirror.
With that mirror, we have a lot of locations also to check right now. K45, Lumberjack, Graveyard Ledge. We can do a quick and easy Catfish to Zora, although Brucrew has done Catfish already.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Brucrew goes straight to Swamp like TimeWanderer did, or if he, you know, checks some of the overworld locations hoping to do Swamp in go mode. Looks like he's heading to Swamp, though. Blue mail for TimeWanderer. So I bet Time Wanderer is very relieved to see that blue mail so late in the game.
Well, so far Brucrew got his wish. He said in his bio that he doesn't like to see ice rot really early, so he got what he wished for at least.
In a way, but I bet that's because, you know, usually that means Turtle Rock is a pendant. At this point, I bet he's like, man, I really wish I had found Ice Rod by now.
Seems like Brucrew is about a Swamp Palace behind.
Man, unfortunately, not much progression here. If they don't find progression here, that's going to be a little disappointing for them because that would mean that they could have done this dungeon in Go mode.
So far, it's not looking good for progression in Swamp.
Yeah, I mean, Blue Mail is certainly nice to have, but yeah, I would. Looks like they could have Go moded this, unfortunately, at this point. I do think we are missing the big key, though.
So big key is either on Argus or at or in the big chest itself. Unfortunately, we don't have the tempered sword, so we can't one-shot these little puffs.
Certainly not the ideal strategy for sure, but the alternative is menuing between the hook shot and the hammer, and that is way worse than what we're having to do here. At this point, I bet the runners are like, "Oh, this is no problem. You're going to give me a sword?"
Clean fight from TimeWanderer. Let's see what he gets. He gets
Ether.
Ether. Oh, that's Turtle Rock access. Oh,
Yeah,
no.
so there was no way to avoid Go mode for this dungeon. Or there was no way to Go mode this dungeon because you had to do this before doing Turtle Rock.
You could just Go mode it because you'd get Ether nonetheless. You'd have to kill Argus. Seems like TimeWanderer is going... No, wait. Yeah, he's going to do the Fat Fairy, which we know is a bust. 10 arrows and 5 rupees, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, if he does the big bomb, if he does Fat Fairy, Pyramid Check, and he does Catfish, that might give Brucrew a chance to catch up because those are checks that Brucrew has already done. Time Wanderer will be a little bit faster checking Catfish with boots.
And he might go for Sora after that if he goes for Catfish, as he has the mirror and flipper, so he could go get all the items there. It could pay off big for him, but it could also be a huge time sink.
Time Wanderer picking up his Cane of Burnham.
So I think Time Wanderer is going to check Catfish right now. it's right now. I'd say progression is in Turtle. Wait, we only have Turtle Rock left to go.
Yeah, the only thing we have left to find is the ice rod, which could be anywhere from Turtle Rock to the pedestal at this point.
Yeah, it's literally locked only by Trinex. Oh, TimeWanderer, just keep $500. Yeah, nice.
I was about to say, he's about to spend his Zora money there.
If he did, he would just facepalm so hard. He elects not to pick up the skull right there, but instead jumps down. Interesting.
TimeWanderer about to get his blue rupee from Catfish.
Not doing the bomb strike to get the nice and quick mirror spot. As Brucrew is entering his Argus fight. I think that if near Zora is the Ice Rod, I think TimeWanderer will get a huge lead off of this. I think Brucrew will check a lot of other locations before Zora.
Yeah, I mean, just the sheer fact he's cleared out Catfish already.
There's the powder. It's a fetch quest item. It could be... Ice Rod could be locked behind it.
Yeah, and there's a lot of stuff to do over there also. You still got Blacksmith and Purple Chest, so definitely a useful item. Unless Zora gives us an Ice Rod.
Yeah,
giving us a little bit of our money back.
60% of our money back. It's just hoping for TimeWanderer that powder locked Ice Rod right now, or Silver Arrows.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I mean, you could check Moth, but I think, like, I don't want to say North Dark World, but probably North Dark World, Bonk Rocks, Graveyard Ledge, and Kingstone look really good right now in terms of routing. Have we not got a Sick Kid check yet?
Apparently not.
Oh, man.
Just gives us his fair change.
If that was Ice Rod. Brucrew checking Bomba's tablet, a very good option for him coming right out of Swamp.
Will TimeWanderer do Smith's sequence right now, or will he finish off Cool Woods? I think he'll do Smith's sequence right now.
I really want to see someone check the pedestal.
Yeah. I think they'll do that if they choose to go finish off Mafia. TimeWanderer, you might want to pick up the Smith. Yes, thank you.
I think he does realize.
I swear I'm not in a voice call with him or something.
So it looks like Brucrew is opting to check some of those boots and mirror lock spot.
And there's our last shield.
So obviously I think the play now for Brucrew is go take out Aghanim so you can get Mirror Shield off of Lumberjack. I mean, that's got to be the play.
Yeah, of course.
And TimeWanderer going to turn in his powder and see what he gets.
What will the magic bat curse us with today? Will it be our beloved Silver Arrows or Ice Rod? That's a curse I would love to get. But Brucrew just cursed with 3 bombs. With some blueberries.
Man, it'll be interesting to see who finds Ice Rod first, because they're not checking the same things right now.
We still haven't gotten a K45 check.
Man, any one of these locations, if they have the Ice Rod, it's going to be bad for the other runner because they're just random checks.
Yeah.
Like, there's no rhyme or reason. It's just, do I go left or do I go right? You know, like, all of these options look equally as appealing.
And just $20 in there. Where would you think Ice Rod will be?
Man, I'm having to fight the troll in me right now, because I want to say on Cold Stare. That would be fun. Laser Bridge would be fun.
Let's just one-up you. Pedestal.
Oh my gosh.
Even worse than on Cold Stare. Well, we're getting our K45 check.
I wonder, just a bottle in K45. I wonder how the runners feel right now. If they feel behind or if they feel like they're still in the race. Because, I mean, realistically, right now they're pretty much neck and neck. TimeWanderer may be a little bit ahead of Brucrew only because he didn't do the North check. So, like, if Purple Chest has Ice Rod, then he's got the lead. But in reality, they both played the seed almost identically in terms of checks. A little bit out of order from each other, but very similar routing for both of them.
And TimeWanderer getting stuck inside bushes for two times already. Finally gets it on his first try. Will we get a beautiful, beautiful Ice Rod lunch day? What did Mom get us for lunch?
It's just a red rupee.
Well, we're buying lunch today then. TimeWanderer is going to pick up his full heart container from the Bombos tablet.
At this point, if it were me, I would just bite the bullet and go to Turtle Rock at this point.
Yeah, I think I'd go...
It's got the highest density in terms of items. I mean, you could dip Ice Palace or finish up Skull Woods, but you have, I think, 5 items in Turtle Rock.
I think TimeWanderer is going to check Checkerboard Cave.
Brucrew getting his 20 rupees.
And Brucrew also isn't going to go to Turtle Rock.
Oh, we still got the island, and oh wait, no, this is probably gonna be his Zora play.
Just a piece of heart in the Checkerboard Cave.
Yeah, we're probably about to get a Hobo Deck and a Zora play. Man, where is this Ice Rod?
I gotta say, right now, it's in Turtle Rock. Or here at Hobo, otherwise I'm at a loss.
Tempered, that's nice.
That's really nice.
Especially without silvers.
Yeah, it makes it so you don't have to do spin strats.
Ooh, nice.
TimeWanderer is going to check the same thing. I'd say go to Turtle Rock. It's basically my last bet.
Yeah, I mean, if you're in the mindset that, hey, I have to dive a dungeon, you might as well dive the dungeon to where, hey, if the item's here, it's go mode, and I'm already here, you know.
Yeah. Let's see what TimeWanderer's deciding to do. Oh no, I think he's gonna dip Ice Palace.
Ice Palace is green pendant, so there's a total of 4 items to be had by the time you get done with the dungeon. 3 items in Ice Palace, and then the green pendant at Sahasrara.
One good thing, Brucrew will be getting his powder right now, and thus going to the magic bed, and he won't have the convenience of checking magic bed and doing smith sequence and hammer packs at once, as he already did those things.
Yeah, Brucrew also demonstrating one of the more glitchier things that really get new runners, really confuse them. If you don't grab the Zora item, in this case it was 300 rupees, the item on the Zora ledge becomes whatever Zora dropped. So he didn't pick up the 300 rupees. So you saw the powder before he picked it up. It looked like 300 rupees.
It's one of the more annoying little glitches that are in this game.
Yeah, especially if you don't know about it.
Like the Cannon Tower Sprite despawn glitch, that's also really niche. It almost never happens, but it's also such a run killer.
Yeah. So TimeWanderer is making the Ice Palace play. This is interesting. I mean, this could pay off big. Also, it gets them closer to the pedestal, you know, just in case.
I feel like if I was like, I'm gonna dip Ice Palace, I'd first check pedestal.
Yeah, definitely.
Brucrew getting his curse from 3 bronze.
Yeah, there's still a lot of items that would be really nice to have that we haven't seen yet. Because we've checked a lot of locations, but we're still missing silvers. We're still missing half magic, which would be really nice up against a Trinex fight. But it looks like Brucrew is making the play on Turtle Rock, so we'll see very quick which move is going to pay off. It's going to be funny if Mothula is holding the Ice Rod, though.
That would just be annoying.
So TimeWanderer opting to go the back route rather than just go straight to the big chest. Okay, I was gonna say, I think he's about to fall in this hole. So the only bad thing about this is that he's missing out on the chest on the upper level here by going this route.
Let's see if he's going to do, oh, what, wait. You don't need to switch it, you just wasted the key. Oh well, he's probably thinking like, I'll just, wait. What?
Might be just getting turned around in the Ice Palace. Hopefully that missing key doesn't come back to bite him though. Because it is possible, with the Cane of Samaria coming into Ice Palace, it is possible that Cold Stare is holding a small key.
And Brucrew found the big key and at the first chest. It could be anywhere, freaking Ice Rod.
TimeWanderer finding the first item of Ice Palace being a heart container.
And still no ice rod from Brucrew.
This might have been what TimeWanderer was trying to do with the switch, trying to get back to this room.
Still no ice rod. Who do you think will find ice rod earlier first?
I mean, I'm really a fan of this play that Brucrew has done. I mean, of course it can be anywhere, but I mean, I think Brucrew is making the play here.
Oh! Oh no! TimeWanderer did the right play.
Oh my gosh! Oh, that's bad for Brucrew.
This is so huge. Oh. That... I'm at a loss of words.
Yeah, that's insane. Holy cow. I mean, 100 times I would probably do the move that Brucrew is making. I still think that Brucrew made the mathematically the best decision, but unfortunately it just wasn't the right decision for this seed. Man, what a play from TimeWanderer though.
Damn. And out of the 3 dungeons he could play, Eastern had no items left, Skull Woods had just 1 item left on Mafia, and he still had Pedestal to check, and he decides to just go in Ice Palace. What? Those choices? Wow. Wow. Really well done, TimeWanderer. Really well done.
Yeah, absolutely. Those are the plays I wanted to see though. Like, you know, the seed, well, I don't want to say it was disappointing, but it's like, you know, up until this point it's been a very linear seed, but to see a divergence like that and to watch a gamble like that pay off. Unfortunately, just the items that Brucrew has, he's going to get all the way to Laser Bridge before he realizes Ice Rod is not.
And that is going to be a huge time loss for him. TimeWanderer will probably check some item locations in the hopes of finding silver arrows, but I don't think he'll check out a lot of them.
Yeah, and going back to psychology, like we were talking about earlier, even if, you know, up until this point you felt like it's been a very linear seed, when Brucrew gets to the end of Laser Bridge, you know he's going to feel behind.
And Brucrew getting his bug catching net. This will, once he gets his ice rod, he'll have a full inventory, full menu. Which is always fun to see.
The big chest does have a small key, so let's hope TimeWanderer doesn't try to skip that chest on his way to Laser Bridge.
I think, seeing what he does right now, I think he's gonna try to full clear in the search of the silver arrows. The Aghanim killer arrows. Well, not Aghanim, but I like to say it like that.
Man, Brucrew. Let's just hope he goes to Ice Palace after this.
If he goes to Swamp and... if he goes to Skull Woods and checks Pedestal first, that's gonna be so bad for him.
Yeah, especially if there's like an ambiguous item like the mushroom on Pedestal.
Oof, that would be even more annoying. And he takes the fall. And this is the enemy that kills me the most a lot of the time. And he tilts me the most as well.
Yeah, especially if you're hoping Ice Rod is on this bridge. So he's doing the start and stop strats with the Cane of Burna, and I think that, and he's now realized that Ice Rod is not here. Yeah, I think Burna actually is more effective if you leave it on. Magic Cape costs more to use on average, but the Cane of Burna costs less to use but more to activate. So start and stopping the Cane of Burna actually costs more magic over the long run. So where does Brucrew go from here?
I think he's gonna check Ether's tablet right now.
Yeah, he has Ether Tablet. He also has Spike Cave up here. Oh man, poor Brucrew.
That huge gamble from TimeWanderer. Wow. Still can't believe it.
TimeWanderer is out of magic. I hope he still has some of those blue potions.
I don't think he used any of them. Maybe one in Ice Palace, so he should still have two at the very least.
Cool. Brucrew going immediately to Spike Cave. I mean, at this point, there are still some items that can help him. Butter Sword would be nice. It wouldn't make up a huge difference, but would be nice. Silver Arrows would be huge for him, because wherever he finds Silver Arrows at this point, TimeWanderer will likely not find them.
Oh, and there they are, at Spike Cave, out of all places.
Well, alright then. So it depends on how comfortable TimeWanderer is without the Silver Arrows. That could still put Brucrew back in the race. Looks like Brucrew is making the play on Ice Palace, so very good move from him.
Depending on how many times TimeWanderer might fall, he might just lose enough time for Brucrew to catch back up, even though it's probably already over 10-minute time difference.
Yeah, and it does look like TimeWanderer is checking the entirety of Laser Bridge, so I would be interested to know how comfortable he is with Silverless Ganon.
Bad thing for Brucrew is that Ice Rod is very late into the dungeon. Right now, this is TimeWanderer's race to lose.
Yeah, absolutely. So, one thing I will say, Trinex is not a very fun fight if you do not have half magic. He's going to have to be very careful with his magic usage here. Gets down the Firehead with no issues. Alright, we're good to go.
No icy floor. Misses the spin though. That's one hit, that's the second
Ooh,
one.
you gotta be careful. Trinex hits hard.
He still has another blue potion if I remember correctly, but he won't need it right now. And that is his 7th crystal. We aren't on Speed Gaming channel, so we won't have the GT big key guessing game, so it's no use of throwing in numbers only if you want to, and say just for yourself, for the pride it will give you. You won't get put on the leaderboards though.
Yeah, go ahead. What chest do you think the big key is going to be in Ganon's tower? I always like vanilla chest. I want it to be right behind the ice armors, first chest, front and center.
I'm gonna go with 14. I wonder how behind Time Wanderer might feel right now.
The seed is kind of played out very slow, but I mean, we're still, I mean, this is a possibility to be a sub 2 hour seed. Ooh, he's using the key right there. I mean, it's certainly something that you can do, but if you find the big key in this next room, you would really want that key so you can go straight up to the top. Brucrew getting his ice rod, and he is in go mode now. Fortunately, he does have to do pretty much the entirety of Turtle Rock. And there's the big key.
It was in location number 4. So whoever guessed 4 wins wins the total pride.
Unfortunately, I don't know that anybody put that number in chat.
I was 10 over. The closest guess from just in chat was from Blandation, who guessed number 7.
TimeWanderer having a little bit of issues in these spike room.
He does not have the silver arrows though.
Yeah, and unfortunately, well, I don't know. Let's assume for a moment that TimeWanderer is not comfortable with Swordless Ganon. Ganon is going to say, did you find the arrows in the Dark World? So if TimeWanderer nopes out of Ganon, how many places does he actually have left to check? I think Spike Cave would be his only option at that point.
Graveyard Ledge?
Yeah, Graveyard Ledge. He made the catfish play, so I think between Graveyard Ledge and, I think it would just be Graveyard Ledge and Spike Cave at that point. So that's an option for it. I have seen people do that and actually still win the race.
That's crazy.
Oh, Cooper Fox bringing up a good point. Graveyard Ledge is actually in Light World.
Oh yeah, you use the Dark World to get there. Right, right.
So yeah, I think Spike Cave would be his only option at that point. Time Wanderer now entering the gauntlet. I imagine there were a bunch of room developers sitting in a room saying, hey, let's make the most difficult room you can make. And 5 developers came up with 5 different rooms, and they were just like, hey, let's put them all in the game.
I also like to think that they wanted to reintroduce all the physics and everything, all the little things they did in the game, and like, here, these enemies that were there did these physics and all. Like a quick recap of this was your adventure, you had to traverse these things.
Man, Time Wanderer just getting beat up by those lasers. Meanwhile, Brucrew heading straight toward Turtle Rock, not wasting any time.
Not even stopping to powder that bunny thing. And we're into the Samira rooms.
Some of the most satisfying rooms in the game.
As a kid, those rooms were always hell.
Yeah, rooms like that make me realize like how much of a gap there is between people who like really speedrun the game and people who casually play the game. Because you watch speedrunners do that and it looks so easy, but then you try to do it, and as much as you think, you know, you swear to yourself, I'm pressing the same buttons, but it just never works out. There's a lot of timing and there are a lot of fine details in doing that effectively every time.
And Brucrew gets the stop on the ice head.
And he's on to the final phase.
And a nice, easy, quick kill from him.
Oh man, TimeWanderer getting stuck on. Oh, okay, never mind. But yeah, TimeWanderer getting stuck on those blocks and just getting nailed by that little ball right there. Silvers were in Spike Cave.
Nice and easy, quick Smolder on 2 fight. Just 2 more boss fights to go.
So, just a few things to note. You know, TimeWanderer doesn't have silver. Ooh, he missed the dash too. TimeWanderer doesn't have silvers. I think he has burned through both of his potions at this point. I didn't see if he caught fairies or anything of that nature. I think he might have a fairy or two, but also doesn't have half magic. So, Torch Glitch is going to be absolutely essential for him in this Ganon fight. Not getting the best patterns here for doubles. Oh, and Brucrew's going right side.
That is really unfortunate.
Luckily, he gets it. That's unfortunately even more so a gamble if you don't have half magic, because missing those fire rod shots can be brutal. And TimeWanderer is moving on to Ganon. So we'll see real quick how comfortable he is with silverless Ganon strats.
And there's the 10 bomb drop for Brucrew.
Getting a slug lesson from Ganon.
Nice dodge of the thing. I don't know what it's called, I'm sorry.
The
From
trident.
Ganon. Trident, yeah, of course.
And Brucrew's got his big key. He's looking for something. I mean, maybe half magic at this point. A red mail would also be nice. I mean, chests are there, so I might as well check them. Man, I hate that fire bat.
If TimeWanderer is really proficient at doing the spins on Ganon, he might get a sub 2 even on this seed.
Yeah, I mean, both of our runners. Alright, it looks like he's staying with it. And he gets torch glitch, so that's good. So the torch will stay lit for 2 cycles. Every 2 cycles you have to go back to relight. I think that
There's
was
one hit.
This is not an easy fight. Brucrew making use of those silvers on the gauntlet.
If I remember correctly, he needs to do 12 spins on Ganon.
Yeah, with Temper Sword it's 12 spins. Alright, TimeWanderer's getting into a good rhythm here. And there it is. Get your GGs in chat.
Congratulations already to TimeWanderer for finishing the seed in at least under 2 hours.
Yeah, TimeWanderer finishes with an official Speed Racing TV time of 1 hour, 57 minutes, and 37 seconds. You have ended the domination of Dr. Wily. They're very appropriate for Brucrew's sprite. Man, what an excellent race. This was not an easy seed to run.
No, and that gamble on Ice Rod being in Ice Palace. What was he thinking? What a madman. Let's see if he'll come in here for a quick interview.
Meanwhile, Brucrew making excellent work at the gauntlet. We'll see if we can get TimeWanderer in here shortly. Bruce coming up on his Moldorn 2 fight.
The mushroom just had a hard container in it with it. But he takes a fall.
And just a big 20 and Moldorm 2 chest. Alright, let's see how this Aghanim 2 fight goes for Brucrew. You got double there. That also looked like a double, but I think it was too close to, I don't know if it registered.
I thought that was a normal ball and a blue ball.
And Brucrew is going to be heading to his Ganon fight with the silvers.
And pedestal was just a bomb booster, so just a bomb capacity upgrade, if I recall correctly. It looks like TimeWanderer is ready for his interview, so I'll pop him right in.
Hey, there we go. I think.
Congratulations to your win, TimeWanderer.
Thank you! That was stressful. Oh man, that was... For about 30 minutes I was convinced that was an ag seed. And then as soon as I went up to Death Mountain because I was like, why not? And once I found the hook shot in there, I was like, okay, East Death Mountain, and then I found the gauntlets, and then everything opened up. Boy,
Yeah,
was I lucky!
Just to give you an idea of how close it was, Brucrew is on Ganon right now.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah, with silver arrows.
Where were the silvers?
Spike Cave.
Okay, so you guys saw,
The dash into the Lionel.
Yep. I dashed into the Lionel and I was like, oh well, Spike Cave's probably nothing. And
Yeah.
And I just sort of moved on. But like that was definitely not an intentional death. I forgot I only had Master Sword and I went right into him. And I was like, well, forget Spike Cave. If I really need it, I'll check it later, probably with Ether Tablet.
Oh man, Brucrew just took a fall to
Oh no.
just took a fall to Ganon. It does look like Brucrew has opted to forfeit the race, which is certainly understandable. No shame in that. Being the Swiss round, a loss is a loss. So
Right. Yeah, and those falls on Ganon are just demoralizing. The last race that I had restreamed, I'd already lost, so it didn't really matter. I was playing JTB, and I finally finished Ganon at right around the 2-hour mark. Walked right off the edge after killing him. Like, sunk the last silver arrow into him, and then walked off the top, expecting the game to stop me, and it just didn't. So I stayed a few pegs back this time just in case. It's one of those things you don't want to do again.
So give us just 1 second. We're going to try to get Bruce in here to join us.
But what about that ice rod?
That was a shot in the dark, man. Like, so the last couple of races I've had, there's been one item. I've had a pretty good race, and then there's one item that just kills me. I go all over the entire map looking for it. I end up with a collection rate of like 170. because I check every single place, and it's always the last one that I check.
So we're joined with Bruce. Sorry to interrupt you, Time Wanderer, but
Yeah, go ahead.
we have added Bruce to the chat as well. GG, man.
GG, man.
So I'm going to ask you, Bruce, what do you think the play of the game was?
Was it an early dip of ice?
Actually, no. It was really the dip into Turtle Rock. Believe it or not, for pretty much the entire seed, you guys were synced up. You did very much the same checks. I think Time Wanderer cleared out Desert before you did. I think you checked Catfish before Time Wanderer did. But all in all, y'all made pretty much the same checks up until Misery Mire, pretty much. After you cleared Misery Mire. Well, no, it wasn't. It was after Swamp, I guess. Right before Turtle Rock was where you went to Turtle Rock, he went to Ice Palace.
Ugh, I can't go to ice unless I absolutely have to go to ice.
It was a last minute decision for me because I hate Ice Palace, and I took a bad route through it because I messed up the bomb jump and I didn't have a key. So like I ended up going completely backwards through the whole thing, but I forget exactly which chest the ice rod was on. Was it the
right before the big key?
Right, okay. Yeah. Yeah, and that was pretty much, I mean, it was almost just an afterthought to check Ice Palace, because I went up there to look at like Hylia, and I was going to go up to I was gonna save and quit and go up to Sanctuary and check Bonk Rocks, Cliff, King's Tomb, because I hadn't done any of those since I got the boots. And I just sort of looked over and I was like, Ice Palace is right there. It's got 3 things in it. All right. And it somehow managed to work out. I finally got the RNG luck.
Yeah,
It was well done.
Yeah, as commentators, we were actually thinking Bruce made the better decision there, because we're like, if he finds Ice Rod in here, he's good to go. And we're like, man, Bruce is making the play. And then you open up the Ice Rod and Ice Palace, and we're like, well, shoot, it's really bad for Bruce.
Yeah,
that was like the one divergence though, in the main divergence in the entire seat.
I was really scared of double dipping TR, and I've had Ice Rod and Fire Rod show up in there before, so I knew it was possible, and I just made up my mind that, like, because I'd already checked most of everything else on TR at that point, that I wasn't going to go up again and have to leave and come back again.
Yeah.
So I pretty much decided that I was going to check every single thing else.
Yeah, and I have a question for both of you, but I want to start with Brucrew. So this seed, we were very impressed by the execution from both of you. I don't think we got a first sword until almost an hour into the seed. So what was going through your mind? Like, how did you feel throughout the seed? Number one, not having a sword. Number two, did you feel behind or ahead? Because as commentators, the seed played out very linear. There really wasn't a whole lot of choices for you to make other than the ones you made. So did you feel the same way? Did you feel like you might be behind? How did you feel? We'll start with you, Brucrew.
I think I just kept repeating to myself, oh, this is fun without a sword. Oh, this is fun without a sword. I almost died to blind.
Both of you did.
Whew.
You finished with 1 heart. Time Wanderer finished with half a heart.
Nice.
Yeah. I
It
was
felt good until I didn't find Ice Rod and T-Rock. Then I was like, all right, I messed up. Then I was concerned I was behind. Up until then, I felt pretty good, though.
Okay. How about you, Time Wanderer?
I don't know. I sort of oscillated between feeling pretty good and feeling really bad. I made a couple of choices. In particular, skipping the Hera basement and basically the entire east side of Desert Palace. Like, I was able to pretty much go through Desert Palace without even looking at the other stuff in there, and I cleaned them out without looking at Vanilla Big Key location. And so after that, I felt pretty good that I was making good decisions. I took that early dip into Eastern Palace and I died in the dark room. And that had me really afraid that there was going to be something, because I have my recent runs have had like one thing that holds me back, and it's usually something I'm that close to checking, and then I just say, forget it. So I was really afraid that Ice Rod was going to end up being on Armos Knights at the end of Eastern Palace, and I had that at the back of my mind the whole time after I took that death. But honestly, taking that death in the dark room probably saved me a lot of time in the long run. Just getting me out of there, and I just started doing something else. So I felt like I was making good decisions. I was finding, I felt really good after Misery Mire, finding both the mirror and the flippers in there. And after that, I was pretty much, or no, it wasn't. I forget now. No, Ether Tablet was on Argus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
No,
Yeah,
and
so
speaking of Meyer, one thing I do want to bring up was your Meyer strats, right?
Mhm.
So Brucrew went in there and did dash strats with the cape. You, however, somehow managed to get the camera glitch and just spammed Master Sword swings on all of the eyes. You both cleared out Vitreous at the same time. You both got the mirror within seconds of each other. I think Demons counted it out, and I think it was like a 14-second difference or something like that.
wow.
So
Yeah, 14 seconds.
Just all throughout the seed, you both were so synced up. Really, it was fun to commentate. I'll tell you that. We were laughing at your misfortune just not finding a sword. I think y'all killed like 4 or 5 bosses without a sword.
Yeah, it was something like that. It was I was really, really, really surprised that Moldorm went as well as it did with only hammer, without that without the sword to sort of defend you against the walk-offs or the knockoffs. Like I expected to take at least 2 or 3 fall-offs using only hammer against Moldorm, and it just worked out. So I got really lucky in ways that I am not used to getting lucky. So it was really nice.
So final thoughts on Brew Crew. Any final thoughts about the seed or the race?
Ice and Ice Rod, I should have known.
It's always the choice. It's always the choice you don't make, right?
Sounds like it was a good race to watch. I'll take that over anything else, really.
Yeah. TimeWanderer, any final thoughts?
Brucrew, GG, man. Like, it sounds like I'm gonna have to watch it back. I'll watch the race back later, but it sounds like you and I were pretty much matched up, and it was just RNG luck that separated us. So it was a pleasure to play against you.
Yeah, you too, man.
Yeah. So Demons, do you have anything you want to ask before we start signing off?
Not really, only just the vanilla flute. That was also...
That's right, vanilla flute, I forgot. Go ahead. That was great, though.
That was basically it, what I want to say still.
All right, so thank you for watching. We do have a couple of races happening right now. We have, it looks like Truzzy versus Plasma Kappa that just started on the Speed Gaming channel. We also just had Blaine versus Tojo start on Speed Gaming 3. And in 1 hour we have Jacobs for Life versus Violet Pumpkin on Speed Gaming 4. Please, if you enjoyed this race, give both of our runners a follow, both Brew Crew and TimeWanderer. They did a great job putting on entertainment for us today. Feel free to follow all of the randomizer channels, all the speed gaming channels. We have plenty of action coming up. Congratulations to TimeWanderer on his win. He'll be moving to the 3-3 bracket. Bruce will be moving to the 2-4 bracket. We have plenty of Swiss competition coming up. We do have round 6 will continue through next week. Round 7 being the week after that. So we have plenty of action coming up for you. Thanks as always. I've been P-Train. I've been one of your commentators, and Demon's Droid also commentating with me. Thank you very much, Demon's Droid, and you all have a great night. Special thanks to our tracker, Credo86, and our restreamer, Iceman, F1. So thank you all very much, and you all have a great night.